Hi, my name is Roger, and today I'd like to just do a brief synopsis of what the cloud is and why we're using the cloud. Well, the cloud we are using nowadays, there's a number of reasons. One, it's inexpensive. Two, it reduces your infrastructure costs and there's no capital outlay. And it also becomes not a capex, but it is an operational expense. And those are some of the reasons. It's no longer a case of you have to spend thousands of dollars to buy a server, and then another $1,000 to buy an operating system, and you then put that on the corner and you have power to it and Ethernet cables and all that sort of stuff. So cloud is like buying electricity. It's now a resource that we can consume and utilise and then get rid of as we need it. But there are three types of cloud. There's the public cloud, which is everybody. Okay, so things like Dropbox is a public cloud environment. Office 365 is a public cloud environment. So anybody can use it, anybody can get it. Then we have a private cloud. Now a private cloud is a cloud that's supplied by a cloud provider, but only one customer can utilise it. And that information on that customer is where that information is going to be stored. And they manage it for you. And then on top of that you've got a hybrid cloud. So you can have a bit of public and a bit of private. Even though at most times they won't talk to each other, but you can have storage in one place, you can have operating systems in another. But what do we use the cloud for? Well, utilisation of the cloud, there are three main levels. So we can have infrastructure as a service. That's where I go and buy a virtual server. I manage the server, but they manage the hardware. So they're looking after the infrastructure. Everything that's above the infrastructure is our responsibility. And again, you need people to be able to who know operating systems, you need people who know applications, you need people who know SQL and web data and all of those sort of things. The second component is we have platform as a service. This is where you have the cloud provider provides the server and the operating system. And that gives you a platform to be able to do everything else that you need to do. But in both of those cases, when it comes to things like antivirus, updates, how you manage it, that's all your responsibility. And then finally we have software as a service. Software as a service is just the data. So you don't have to manage your Exchange because Office 365 does. All that does is connect to the Exchange that you have got and download and send out your email. Office 365, for instance, for things like Dropbox and OneData and any of those Microsoft products that have a component that is in the cloud. So you have access to that data because it's a storage area, but that is what the cloud is. So those three things, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service, is where the derivatives of cloud is coming from. And you can utilise any components of those. You no longer have to spend $25,000 getting a server and putting it in place, because you can spend $1,000 a month doing everything you need to do from the server that you've got as infrastructure as a service. So, thank you very much.